this moment stop. Sats in our pockets, we're running on this wave. To the moon we go, in crypto we are brave. The retrogrades got us feeling a bit strange, but we won't let confusion make us change. Crypto astro, feel the beat in your soul. Money trends are cold, it's out of control. Hold on, get strong, we'll never fade away. In this funky rhythm, we'll dance all day. Full moon's here.
All right, guys, that's the theme song. Had to bring out the theme song once again, but we are going to be talking about some interesting things here. This is going to be a bit more of a flow video. So for those of who are expecting everything to be extremely organized and streamlined, this is more of a little bit of a casual video. Welcome back to the Crypto Astro channel, bringing a radical, innovative new approach to crypto analysis, combining technical analysis with astrology. But none of this content is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. So Bitcoin, what do we have here? So we are getting a bit of a dump. Nothing to get too flustered about, but if we compare where we're at right now to the high at the end of July, we did not hit that level. So if I can change the color here, that white line right there, we did not get past this previous swing top. We're still sitting below it. We're getting a bit of a rejection right now. We'll see how long this holds out. But we're getting some mixed signals here. It's a bit complicated, a bit challenging. You know, Bitcoin's trying to make its way up. We are getting we are getting higher lows coming in here. We're getting, we had the low back at 49,000, then we're getting this higher low at 52, then this higher low at 58. We'll see where the next higher low pans out to be at. But we are seeing, the volume's rising a little bit, but we still have not seen massive buying action. So this is the daily exchange volume for crypto. And we have just been kind of falling off and just trading sideways for really ever since March, the all-time high. And we haven't seen any major breakouts besides this fake out in August when we had a big market dump, or right after that market dump. We're making some slight higher highs, but still it's just a lot of trading sideways. Nothing to get excited about. What we need to see in a bull market is when the volume's really ripping upwards. And so we're still not seeing that. Just a lot of trading sideways action. So, it could be comparable to times. This could definitely be a good time to accumulate. That's what I've been doing. That's what, I can't give financial advice, but that's what I've been thinking. That's what I've been doing. It's a little bit comparable to, say, 2020, where this was, there was a peak out in September. September 2020, and then it went sideways for a while. It's going sideways for a lot longer this time. So, it's brutal sideways trading. Just feel like you're in a washing machine, feel like you just want to give up. But historically, from what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking is that this is a good time to be accumulating. Is that to say that we're not going to see another major correction? No, that's certainly possible. In fact, if we go back a little bit, we go back to times where we have seen a market peak and then a correction and some sideways action. We did see some slightly similar activity back in 2021, but that was the bull market peak. Are we in the bull market peak right now? Sure hope not. Sure hope we have more upside to go, but markets can really surprise us. That we have to at least consider that this could that maybe there's a 10% chance, 20% chance, 30% chance that this could be the peak. But I'm definitely not saying that is happening. But if we just look at the charts, what happened back here is we got a double top and then markets fell off. But even more interesting, we look back at what happened during COVID, this action here. And, we did get similar price action to what we're getting now, potentially, where we got a peak, and then we've been kind of going down. We see this yellow simple moving average line. We dumped below it, then we came back up, then we dumped below it, we came back up. People thought we were coming out of the woods and we're heading into an all-time high, but what happened? We got COVID. All right, so what are we seeing today? We're seeing, this looks kind of similar. What do you guys think? A little eerie how similar this looks. Where we got this peak, then we went below the 21 SMA, this yellow line. We dumped below it, and now we're heading back above it. Is this going to be a sustained move up, or are we going to get a surprise dump? That is the question. I am definitely not counting out another correction. In fact, I am counting for it, particularly because, there's a variety of reasons, but part of it has to do with the Fed funds rate, although this page isn't loading right now. The Fed is cutting rates, and, they still haven't gotten rates down to near zero. The rates are still, let's see, so there's a 93% chance that they're going to continue to cut rates. We're currently at this level. We're currently at 475, and they're projected to cut to 450. What date are they doing that? November 7th, right after the election. But what happened during COVID is we got those surprise events that happened in the world that were really scary, and the Fed got the green light to cut rates down to near zero. And then what happened? They were able to turn on that money printer, borrow a ton of money. Banks were able to do what they do and just borrow a bunch of debt, which makes crypto go to the moon. So historically, that's usually what we see in the crypto bull market is we see the Fed. Plus, with the amount of debt that the U.S. government is, it seems like the only way out, and Raoul Pal would agree, is to bring the rates lower so that they can print a whole bunch more money. Perhaps the most money that they've ever printed ever in the history of the world. That is certainly in the cards, in my opinion. But what would need to happen? Some probable crazy world events, unfortunately. So that's the concern. That's the worry. But unless we're just going into a bear market like we did back in 2018, 2019, I think the more likely scenario would be something like this. That's just what I'm thinking. All right, but this is a very, very, very complicated market here. We are still, who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong there. Maybe the Russell 2000 is about to unleash its potential and go to an all-time high. If we got a nice green candle printed out here and we just went up like that, bull market's on, and I will be playing the crypto theme song until the cows come home. All right. But until then, I don't know how much longer this is going to go. I don't know if we're just going to keep doing this action, maybe a surprise event, and then we head to the moon. That's certainly possible. That's what I would guess. Because from everything I've been seeing from the macro, from my colleagues who specialize in macro, is we have still not gotten the green light. There is not enough liquidity on a global scale to send the markets much higher. Typically, there needs to be some sort of a reset before things really start to go. And that would pump the Russell 2000, it would pump crypto, and everything would be pumping. Looking at the astrology, it seems like things are on edge, and we could get events really at any moment. Okay, so why don't we dive into that? So if we look at the astrology, we have some really, really interesting transits coming up. So we have Pluto that's at 29 degrees Capricorn, which is very, very intense energy, 29th degree. It's the energetic degree, bringing the most intense energy in that sign of Capricorn, which is really breaking down the old structures and bringing in the next chapter of Pluto and Aquarius in Western astrology. But before that happens, we're getting this nasty Pluto, which is extremely intense planet, brings death and rebirth, destruction, rejuvenation. And then we have Mars, the god of war, and they are opposing one another. So there's this massive kind of contractive polarity, massive intense energy here. All right, because Mars is pulling against Pluto. It's really the ultimate tension, and this is happening right before, really the day before the presidential election. So, wow, of course this would happen. Of course that we'd have some of the most intense energy coming in here. Pluto at the 29th energetic degree opposing Mars at the 29th energetic degree of Cancer. Mars is not happy in Cancer, so this brings emotional reactivity, immaturity, explosive events, things of that nature, all right? And this is usually not very happy energy. So this is definitely a concern. This is why I'm saying we could definitely see really anything's on the table. We could see explosive events that are shocking. We could see major tensions arising. Okay, so I am not thinking we are out of the woods yet until we kind of see what's going to happen in November here, around November 3rd, around the election. Because whatever happens on the election, this intensity is going to continue for a while, because then we are going to get Mars retrograding. You take a look at Mars right here, and it's going to oppose Pluto again in January. So, what is going to happen with this energy? I don't know. Is it going to be mostly related to the Middle East, or are there going to be events popping up in the United States? I sure hope not. But let's pray for the best. Let's pray for peace. Let's pray for the best possible outcome for the highest benefit of all. Okay, that's the kind of prayers I like to do. Okay, so let's take a more 3D look at the planetary movements here. So we have Earth right there, and as you can see from Earth, we have Mars opposing Pluto. You see how they're perfectly in alignment here. So this is November 3rd, very intense energy. All right, so we want to hope for the best. Now, the interesting thing is that Mars is in the 12th house of Bitcoin. So this is, the Bitcoin chart is in the middle. We have Pluto is transiting the 6th house of Bitcoin. Pluto's been transiting the 6th house, I believe, for the last 14 years or so for Bitcoin. Pretty much ever since its inception. I mean, Pluto started in the 5th house, but now it's in the 6th house. It's been there for a while. And we've gotten a heck of a bull run with Pluto being in the 6th house. So overall, it's very positive. We have gotten a few brutal bear markets as well. So we cannot count that out. But then Pluto is being opposed by Mars, and then 3 times, all the way through April of 2025, next year. I can't say that this is great positive energy. Just intuitively, like Mars in the 12th house is this kind of explosive, assertive energy attempting to... The 12th house is all about the unconscious, so attempting to bring the unconscious conscious, but Mars is, dipping in and out of Cancer. Mars is not happy in Cancer, so not the greatest energy. But what kinds of things related to Bitcoin, related to price action? Yeah, I guess related to Bitcoin in general, what kinds of things that have been unconscious are going to become more conscious? What types of things are going to be illuminated about Bitcoin? Maybe there will be some negative things. I don't know exactly. I'm going to continue to kind of analyze this. But Pluto in the sixth house of really work. I mean, six houses, and then Bitcoin's all about proof of work. So Pluto's going to stay in there until about 2030. So that's another, 6 years or so, 5 years or so. And so it's all about proof of work, and it's Bitcoin is really coming into power with Pluto in the sixth house. Pluto has a lot to do with power, and also wealth. I mean, Pluto in the sixth house has made a lot of people wealthy, but then it's getting opposed by Mars, the god of war, and so there could be certain conflicts around Bitcoin. There's certainly political conflicts potentially. I don't know if what kinds of countries are going to be involved. Is China going to try to do something again? Is China going to ban Bitcoin again? We got to see who wins the U.S. presidential election, but are there going to be is the next president going to try to ban Bitcoin? If it's Donald, Mr. Donald, then it's probably going to be all good news, and things are probably going to do well. If it's Kamala, it might be a lot more tension. Could be more explosive events with Bitcoin potentially. But this is really happening. This is the global astrology, so it's really the world stage. So we could get big world events. All right. What else? Let's look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin. I mean, just on another note, really quickly, I'm also hearing a lot of people a lot of relationships are struggling. There's a lot of tension in relationships. So this is really, really a time to dig deep and really, really discover what our souls are made of, and discover how much grit we really have. And so whether it's a relationship or a life or a career, Pluto in Capricorn at the 29th degree, it's really going to force us to do some soul searching and to release the things that are no longer serving us, whether that's a relationship, whether that's our career, whether that's, really anything in our life, anything that's not serving us. Pluto is going to really push that out of our life. So a lot of times it's painful, but it's very positive. If we resist it, it'll be painful. If we let it go, if we just kind of forgive and let go, it'll be a lot easier, and it will be a great blessing in disguise, depending how aware we are of what's happening and what the silver lining is. All right, so diving back into Bitcoin, we're getting a little philosophical today, but I think you guys like that as well. I think you like me to dive deeper into our personal lives as well, because we all have personal lives, don't we? Okay, so here's Bitcoin. This is the, what is this called? After that long tangent I went on. Stochastic RSI. We got this stochastic RSI cross back in September, and typically this is bullish. Then it looked, check this out. This is wild. It looked like this was going to cross down, and I was worried we're going to get another fake out. Typically that's not good. Typically that's really not good. And it faked us out. We thought we were going to get another cross down, but then we just jumped back up. So this is potentially, actually, at least in the short term, this is pretty bullish. So for the bulls, we definitely want to see Bitcoin to continue to rise. And we have this momentum in the stochastic RSI and the RSI where, is if this continues to be on an uptrend like that, we could be seeing Bitcoin continue to go up. That's looking really good. But what we need to see is Bitcoin get past 72K and get a weekly close. That's really what we got to see. So right now we're hanging out. We're getting a bit of a dip. We have got to get back above this level, 70,000. We potentially just got, in the short term, we got a rejection at 69,400. we've got to, I don't know if we're going to head down here again, but we've got to get back up. All right, so very interesting. What do you guys think in the comments? Do you think Bitcoin has the power to get above 70K soon? Or are we going to get a big rejection? There's also a lot of mixed signals in the technical analysis. Been listening to some of my colleagues, and there's kind of a lot of different things in the technical analysis that are kind of pointing mixed signals. There are a lot of bearish signals, though, so we definitely have to be aware of that. I mean, look at this on the 2-month. Typically, this marks the all-time high when we're up at this around 100. We just got a peak in May, and we just got a cross down so far. We might have to wait. Oh, wow. So we're going to get the next update on this chart on November 1st. So we have another week till we get an update here, but so far the blue line is crossing the orange line, and that is not good on the 2-month scale. It doesn't mean it's 100% guaranteed we're going down, but you know, because we could see something like this and then it just rebounds and it goes back up, which maybe that's going to happen. But overall, this is not great. It's not a great sign that we want to see in a bull market. If we go to the monthly, we have been heading down ever since March when we got the all-time high. So what we'd be wanting to see is a bounce back up. We still haven't gotten that bounce, but we're waiting on that. So we got to wait until the November 1st close. All right, so very interesting there. All right, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Let's see if what else I want to share here. So I do have an exciting announcement. This is a new announcement, spanking new announcement. I am launching a new exciting Crypto Astro Masterclass coming very soon. It's going to be amazing, guys. I've been working on this for the past month, and I still have, I think, another week or two to complete this. But this is, I'm packing it with high value. We're talking technical analysis and astrology, some of my top astrology insights. It's about the astrological edge, the 3 biggest crypto myths to avoid, and the secrets to maximizing profits in this bull run. All right, this will likely be happening. You'll be able to view this around November 11th. All right, I'll give you guys the exact dates. I think I will give 48 hours to watch this epic masterclass. It's super, super high value, and you're going to learn the critical things you need to know to succeed in crypto 2024 to 2025, because this bull run, especially if we get a nice little correction here, could easily head into 2025. So comment below if you want me to save you a complimentary seat for this epic crypto Astro Masterclass. All right, let me know in the comments. Let's take a look at what kind of action we got in the live chat. Okay, thanks guys for tuning in. Do I really think that major events like COVID could happen again? Yes, I do think there could be major events. There's many reasons for that. I have talked about that in previous videos, but yes, I sure do think that's possible. I mean, we are in some of the most intense energy we have seen in our entire lifetimes, by far. Because, I mean, I'll just lay out one example, is that Pluto is returning, is the United States Pluto return. The last time Pluto was in this position was, what was it, around 1776 when the U.S. Constitution was formed. All right, and you know what was happening. There was Revolutionary War, those kinds of things. Very, very massive world changes. And it's very intense. So absolutely, yes, we could get some crazy worldwide events, no doubt. All right, hate to say it, but if you haven't been preparing, definitely start to prepare for preparing food and water. I don't know, that's what everybody says. Getting your house in order, you know, making sure you have a supportive community, physically, not just online, physical for supportive community, things of that nature. If everything is normal, there should be slowly but surely cutting rates. Yeah. But if you know, if there are some worldwide used to do emergency cuts, which they did during 2020, as we all remember. Nice knowledge. Thank you so much. I am Indian. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Harshad, for tuning in. Appreciate you. One more question. What do I think about the election? Yeah, it's one of the most intense elections that the U.S. has ever had, and it's very important. Yeah, I'm not going to get into politics right now, but it's intense. 50K still possible before the parabolic run up. I can't say that's not possible. Bitcoin always surprises, so if we think that's not possible, then it probably is going to happen. Question, can I check the relationship between Bitcoin and Ethereum with astrology? Oh, yes, I remember that question, Samuel. Yeah, I could run a relationship chart as you were mentioning. Thanks for the reminder. That could be interesting. You know, of course, I think the most valuable thing to look at is simply the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. One thing that's really interesting is, let's put a little trend line here. Let's see what we can find. I mean, it's dipping down quite low here, as you can see. Yeah. I mean, there's some people that are thinking this could be a good buy. I definitely cannot say that. But, well, one thing that's interesting is at this levels right here, where the monthly close was back in September 2020. We were just talking about 2020. Certainly could be an area of support where it certainly could get a bounce off of here. But for those investors who are more cautious, we definitely want to wait for that bounce. For others, perhaps if you're willing to take on more risk, perhaps this could be a great buy opportunity. But yeah, we definitely want to see Ethereum get a nice breakout to the upside, obviously. But, you know, it's been in this long downward trend for a long time, ever since September 2022. And so I think Ethereum is very high value, has amazing utility. Perhaps even has more network effects than Bitcoin. I would definitely say that. So I would say, personally, Ethereum is still very undervalued and could have a lot more upside. All right, that's just my opinion. All right, but you let me know in the comments what you think. All right, thanks for that reminder, Samuel. I will, take a look at the astrology at some point when I have time. Okay, and the last thing, what was the other thing I wanted to do? Well, we could also look at Ethereum really quickly. Let's see. Take a look at the weekly. Do we see any hints? Oh, Ethereum is on the up and up, potentially. That's looking good for the stochastic RSI for Ethereum. And this downward trend, it's been there for a while. Let's go to the 2-week, okay, or the daily. It's potentially breaking out. Yeah, this long downward trend, it's breaking out. So, yeah, there's definitely some potential hints that Ethereum, I mean, it still hasn't broken out price-wise very much, but I mean, the astrology is also looking good for Ethereum. So Ethereum could definitely get a breakout at some point. I would definitely not count that out personally. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I will head out, and we are going to finish off with a epic crypto theme song. Here we go.
Bitcoin's in its prime. Bear market fears. We just laugh. It's no crime. Bull market vibes. Got our gang in the groove. With Satoshi spirit, we're ready to move. Not your keys, not your coins. That's the game. We'll hold tight now. We're all the same. Crypto astro, feel the beat in your soul. Money printer, it's out of control. Hold game strong, we'll never fade away. In this fucking
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. You can listen to this theme song on the Crypto Astro channel. So just click the Crypto Astro YouTube channel and you'll find this video on there. All right, peace out, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Universe, we feel our way.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.